Hey explorers, well I'm just out at Bickel Camp and I'm actually going to do a hike in a canyon near here, but I just thought I'd record some of this real quick because we do have our fundraiser coming up March 16th, which I hope that a lot of the members attend. And I want you to see just how cool this place is. A lot of us like to go out and look at old artifacts, try and figure out how people lived in the desert. This is a perfect place to do it. This right here is an old well drilling machine that Walt Bickel had, and it's sitting right at the side of where he tried to dig a well, and the pipe is still there. You can look down at about 50 feet or so. I guess Walt didn't hit water though. Right there is an old Fordson tractor, and Fordson was built by Henry Ford and his son. Oh, I don't remember the dates now. They're pretty old though. Here's another old Fordson right here too. I've always wondered where Walt got this stuff, you know, perhaps after World War II. A lot of the training bases around here were abandoned, and maybe some of the older machinery was just left and ended up in Walt's yard. I really don't know the answer. I don't know if anybody knows the answer now. These are some of the old stoves Walt used. Propane, of course. Old washing machine, and if I look around this washing machine enough, I'm going to see a wheel. No, I don't see one on this one, but most of them have a wheel down at the side of them, and what Walt would do is he would hook it with a belt to a lawnmower engine and run his washing machine that way, and then he'd move the lawnmower engine to the next item that he needed to run and use it to run that. He's got quite a collection of lawnmower engines actually. These are some of the old ore buckets that have ended up here. These are what are known as dry washers. One that I guess was run with a lawnmower engine, and see, there's the old pulley right there that he would run this this dry washer with. Pretty cool, huh? Lots of old refrigerators, and Walt would use these refrigerators to store cat food, the ones with doors on them, because they were something that none of the rodents could get into. Really good thinking. Some old springs from old cars. Lots of old mining equipment here. Now this car right here, if I've got the story right, this car, let me back up a little. Fatty Arbuckle, that's a name from Hollywood from, I don't know, the 30s or something like that. Somehow he came out to Last Chance Canyon and he got stuck, and he walked up to Walt's house and asked for help. Walt helped him out, and Fatty gave him this car for helping him. I think it's Fatty Arbuckle, but I always butcher the story, you know. Could have been Buster Crab, something like that, but I think Lisa said it was Fatty Arbuckle. A couple of old, more refrigerators here. An old Datsun. Remember those? A Datsun. And if you look at these old tractors, this is an old air compressor, but if you look down there, you notice it's got the hand crank to start the engine. Same with this tractor. It's got the hand crank. These things are pretty old. Older than one might think. And then over here is, I think, one of my favorite things at Bickel Camp. I always like to figure things out, and this really took some figuring. It's this item right here. Now what on earth do you think this could be? I'll just walk around it here. Well, I'll give you my take on it. This is an air compressor, and the way Walt built it was he took this cart, which is a very heavy-duty cart. This was probably a cart for loading ordnance onto aircraft, or moving ore, or gold bricks, I don't know what, but it's really heavy-duty, much heavier than is needed for this cart. And he put the proverbial lawnmower engine on it. And there's this little crank that cranks the piston that pumps air into this tank. We found out this tank is an oxygen tank from a B-17, which is a bomber used in World War II. How cool is that? I mean, really, you know. Lots of dry sluices. There's another one right there. There's another one right there. Water was pretty scarce in the El Paso Mountains. There's another baby one. See the wheel off to the side so it could be run with a lawnmower engine? Let's see, I don't see a wheel on this one. So they would use what's called a dry sluice, and that's how they would sluice for their gold. It looks like a wet sluice there. Anybody know what this is? Let me open it up. This was for pressing clothes. The things that ended up in Walt's yard, I swear to goodness. How about this? Anybody know what this is? See if I can open it. Old waffle maker. I remember these when I was a kid. That's why I know the answer. And it just goes on and on. This is an incredible place. I just love walking through here. It's open on the weekends, and Lisa and Sean actually open up the house for people to see inside. And the house is as it was when Walt passed away, so it's pretty cool to see. So you can see lots more refrigerators. I heard that Walt had a lot of cats. And so he kept a lot of cat food out here. Here's a perfect example of a washing machine run off a lawnmower engine. Now I guess it was bolted down at one time. But yeah, this washing machine was run off of this lawnmower engine right here. Old International. I know some people that would like to have that thing, but of course, it's not for sale. Now, this sign right here, I have a story about this sign. I could just picture in my mind Walt sitting at night, working under his propane lanterns that he had in the house, you know, with a wood-burning kit and making this sign. And he was thinking about all of his accolades, and he listed them down here. And then he stopped, thought a little more, and added one more sign, friend. I just thought that was such a great story. And when I asked Lisa about it, she goes, no, somebody made it for him. She completely destroyed my story. You walk on over, this is an open air shower. And it runs to a tank that sits up on the hill there. Get a little water pressure. And this is Bickel Camp. A lot of nice rock work. There's actually rows of it up there. A lot of it's falling apart, but back when Walt was alive, this must have been something to see. If you walk over here, now this is a can dump. This has got to be the mother of all can dumps. It's about 3 feet deep. And over here, he even has a wall built to hold it all in. Can you see that? Is that cool or what? Now, most of the cans are just rusted out and you can't tell anything, but if you take your time to go through here, you can make some neat finds, you know. Maybe a can's turned face down and you can still make out the detail on it, kind of like this right here. This says Edwards Drip Grind. And there's other cans in here, you know. You want to take the time to look. Anyway, and then there's more of the camp over there, but I think I've shown you enough. So I hope everybody comes out March 16th, because we're going to start here with coffee and donuts around a fire. And from here, we're going to head over to Burrow-Smith Tunnel, and we're going to walk through the tunnel. And I want you to all know it's a pretty safe tunnel. Trust me, if it wasn't very safe, BLM would have bat-gated that thing a long time ago. So it's a fairly safe tunnel. And then after that, we're going to go into Red Rock Canyon State Park, and we're going to hike Haggard Canyon. which is an extremely beautiful place. So I hope everybody brings their cameras, and I hope to see you there. Talk to you later.